Hello, AP Chemistry. Just wanted to give you a little check-in. It's been a couple of weeks since we talked last. Is this point, we're probably about 2 to 3 weeks out for our exam. The one I'm showing right now here is for environmental science. Chemistry kind of looks the same as far as where we are on the schedule. Right now, we haven't gotten terribly far as going through all the assignments that I've put out there. And I get it, we're still a little ways off. You don't want to get too far ahead of yourself. But now you're probably getting pretty close to crunch time. I probably starting next Monday, I'm going to put hard deadlines in. I'm kind of telling you that right now, that as of Monday next week, which I guess will be sometime in May, you need to be done with units 1 through 4. All 4 of those units will need to be done if you want those to count as like a grade towards fourth quarter. If they're not, I'm just going to put them in as zeros, which of course will count as nothing, zero, no harm for your grade. We talked about that before. So you should have all 4 of those done, units 1 through 4 done by next Monday if you want a grade. And I'll proceed going with that same process, going through for 5, 6, and 7 with the following weeks to get us up to the end. The reason I'm doing that is because you don't want to be doing all of these units at the very last minute. It's just too much. You want to go over them again, but you want to get a couple hits on these things as you're going through. You don't want to see it just once and say, okay, I studied, I reviewed, I hit everything. You want to do it multiple times to get it to start to stick. What I'll do as far as you going through there starting next week is I've made copies of the FRQs. The multiple choice you have access to immediately. But these are, for example, the answers to the FRQ questions that you will have gone through. I will go through and I will take a look. I'm not going to go through the whole process now, but I can go through the reviews and look at your answers and see who scored and give you a score based mostly on the content in there. I can go through and grade it and give you a grade on that, but just be perfectly honest, the platform isn't really that easy for going through that process. And the other side, something I actually think is more important, is I want you to go through and see what you did right and what you could have included in your answer instead of just looking at a score and moving on. I want you to have to go through and see what you did right and what you did wrong. So that's what these guys here are going to do for you. So I think that'll be a lot more helpful to have you go through there. But I will give you a score based on you completing it. So I'll look at it and take a look at it, but I'm not going to record it over here. You will not see a score over here in College Board site. You're going to have to grade it yourself. As far as where I'll post it, I will put that up somewhere on probably the home page here. And I'll put that towards the bottom over on this side over here, which brings me to the whole t-shirt thing. That thing was out there. If you ordered a t-shirt last year, you're not going to get it this year. You'll have to wait until next year. If you still want it. If you don't want it, you're going to have to email me. And of course, if you're still at the park, I can give you the money back. I'll have to figure out how to grab that back from Mr. Fasalo. Or if you're not at the park, then if you have a sibling, you can email me and tell me to give it to your sibling. So therefore, someone's just coming up and telling me to give them money and you have know nothing about it. But pretty easy for that. No big deal.